so happy that you are a.
Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Beverly. If you haven't been on this channel before, welcome back. For today's video, I've decided to start a new series on my channel, and it's gonna be called a University First Year Survival Kit. Survivor Guide. I don't know. I'll come up with something and I will update you guys down below. I love watching these kind of videos, and I personally watched a ton of them to help myself as I was starting university, which was a few months ago. And as soon as I started getting the hang of uni, things got pretty heated. So I'm gonna tell you guys the top 10 things that I wish I knew before I started uni. It can be tips, it can be sneaky little tricks, or it can just be plain old advice for you guys starting university soon. Whatever, you know. Before we jump to the video, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below which tip you wish you really knew before you started uni. It can be from any of the ones I listed today in today's video, or it can be something of your own. Just comment down below. Or, I don't know, if you really like this video, you can also let me know. But if you want to see more videos about whatever I choose to post in the next few weeks, months to come, subscribe as well and click the small notification bell on the side so that you will be notified for every time I upload a video. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have a proper list of stuff that I wrote down. I'm just gonna go off the list. So tip number 1 would be, it's okay to be alone. For me, I personally am fine being alone because I love doing things at my own pace. I don't like having to depend on other people. I don't like having to communicate while I'm doing something. When I'm in uni, I'm usually alone. Whether it's to have lunch, whether it's to study, I'm usually alone. On my first week, I thought that was weird. And then came the second week, and then the third, and then the fourth. I realized that other people are doing it. So I realized that actually it is okay to be alone because it is uni. Everyone has got different schedules, everyone has got different friends, and there's like 1,000 different students in the campus. You're not going to find the same people who do the exact same thing often. I found 1 or 2 people who are doing the exact same course as me, but I don't know what subjects they're going to choose in the next semester. So it is okay to be alone. Do not feel embarrassed, do not feel threatened by it. So tip number 2 is referencing. Referencing in your essays is a crucial thing. So far, I've had to write 4 different essays for last semester, and all of them required at least 5 references. Now, referencing may sound like a last step kind of thing to do, but honestly, it is not. Do not be fooled by it because referencing is one of the most important things in your essay, and also it is one of the hardest things to keep up doing with. So my tip to you is that do not leave referencing last, because referencing is basically the step that you have to do as you go through your essay. What I usually do is I set out my document and I put all the titles for the introduction, body, conclusion, reference, appendix. So usually under my references, I put my URLs as I go along, or my textbook reference as I go along, because that's really useful, because I've noticed that towards the end of my essay, the only thing I've left to do is my referencing. And the referencing that my university uses the APA style, and that requires me to actually use a website to go and reference those URLs that I just put in. Now those can take about half an hour to an hour, depends on how many URLs you use, and that's going to be time consuming and most likely the time you finish writing your essay. So it's usually about 1 hour till you have to submit it. So I suggest to you, please do not leave referencing last, do it as you go. Bam. My third tip to you is to make connections. When I say make connections, it doesn't mean be social and make friends. I mean make connections with the people in your course and be like, yo, help me out, give me some tips about this course, give me some knowledge, about your teacher that you're gonna have, or I don't know, just about your assessments and how much weightage or how important a certain assessment is. You'll need to make connections with people who has already done the course. Now the fourth tip I have for you is going to be such a common tip for you, and it's textbooks. For me, I have 3 textbooks. So 1 I bought online and 2 I bought physical copies. I did not use any of them this whole semester, and I tried to use them but I didn't. My tip to you is literally first week of school, find out whether you do need a textbook or whether you don't. Usually the lecturers will tell you, and I will tell you an honest feedback and say no, you don't really need a textbook, and then some teachers are like, yeah, you kind of do, but then in the end they don't use it. Fish out some information from them. Week 2, you still don't know what the verdict is, just don't get it. If you're like me, you get it, and then just waste I literally spent about $100 on 3 textbooks, which is fine, but you know, it's still $100. So just wait and find out some more information you can, and don't be so hasty to get a new book. Now, tip number 5 is actually a not very common tip. It's actually for you to go to school before uni starts. For me, next semester I have 2 full days of uni, and that's a Wednesday and Thursday. Both starts at 9 AM and both ends at 6 PM. So I have a really full day, back-to-back classes, no lunch break in between, and I'm actually okay with that because that means I have 3 days to rest and 3 days to study at the same time. But with that being said, 9 AM classes is where peak time is. So be prepared, go to school at least 1 or twice to figure out what time you really need to leave the house by. So really depends on how you plan out your timetable and plan out your day. But my tip for you is, in conclusion, just to go to school and try out what timing suits you best, what mode of transportation fits you and your schedule best. And now that connects to my next thing, which is not another tip, it kind of relates to each other. When you are actually trialing to go to school the week before, actually go find out where your classrooms are, because on my first day of uni, I got very lost and very late. So go and find out where your classes are, go and find out what the classroom seating is like, and try to figure out where you're gonna find most comfortable for you and all that. So tip number 6 is actually, there are pros and cons to it. For me, it's a pro, but actually find out what O week consists of. For me, O week is not very helpful at all from what I heard. So basically, find out what your O week consists of. If it's gonna be information about the school, about your class, and introducing teachers, that's great. But if your O week is something like mine, talking about the country's rules and regulations, don't waste your time. Have an extra week to relax. Tip number 7 is food. For me, packed lunch works great. However, I hate eating cold food, and that's a really big downside for me, so I pack snacks. I pack really unhealthy snacks, I pack drinks, I bake everything you can think of. But I always end up buying food there because you're gonna get hungry. Even if you think you're not, you are. So trust yourself, bring a snack and a drink, and let yourself save that little bit of money so that you can go do whatever you want with that. Okay, so tip number 8 is actually to be organized and motivated. So keep on top of your work from week 1 all the way to week 10 and your exams, because that's when you really need to step up and build on the knowledge that you have from the week before, because that's how lecturers usually will do their teaching based on. They usually teach a certain topic on one week, and then the next week they teach another topic that relates to the topic before that. So you're gonna want to be staying on top of all of your work then. Go to classes, try to figure out whether it's a topic you know or something you need to work on. If you're having trouble staying up in class, go get a walk. Because in between classes you can leave, but leave and then come back, because you're gonna need it. Okay, tip number 9 is find out the different study places in school. So for me in school, I have about 2 different conducive places for me to study in, And one is a public area where you can talk, at least. It's a discussion area and people come in and out very often. Another place for me is the library. I never really went to the library last semester because I was very comfortable in the other place. But find out where your study place is going to be in school. If it's not school, then that's really up to you, but I think you should at least find one study place in school. So my tip number 10 for you is to find out who your teachers are. Finding out who your teachers are can be very important to you because for me, last semester I had 2 subjects where my lecturer and my tutor were completely different people, and 2 subjects where the lecturer and tutors were the same person. Now, I hated the 2 subjects where I had different teachers because I didn't like the tutors, and then there were 2 subjects that I really liked and enjoyed going to class with because the tutors and lecturers with the same person. So it might be useful for you to figure out who your tutors and lecturers are, get their emails, and yeah. Okay, so that sums up my video for today. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give a big thumbs up and comment down below which one helped you, or which tip was really useful to you. Or you can also comment down below any of your own personal tips because I would love to know. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!